Testing. Can you hear us? We're back. Alright. Haven't done this in a minute. Feels weird. My ears. Here's something that people on the other side of this don't know. Is that right now, as I'm talking, I don't know if this is... Am I the only one with headphones? Yeah, I'm the only one with headphones on. It's so loud in my ears right now because I haven't been doing this. So right now, it's excruciatingly loud. But I gotta
tone it down.
No, but I gotta leave it, and then I gotta deteriorate.
It feels loud.
It feels loud, right?
Yeah,
Loud
yeah,
as fuck.
yeah.
Loud as fuck,
Yeah.
boy. Loud as fuck.
God, I've been running it this loud the whole time.
Yeah. No, but if I turned it down, by the end of the day, you'd be like, turn the shot. I can't hear it. It's like, we fixed our tinnitus, whatever the ear damage we had. We fixed it over the holiday. And now, like right now, it's every word I say is like,
It's like stopping drinking, and then you get back to it, and one drink, you're like, oh, I feel
tempted.
buzz.
I'm
And then,
tempted.
but the next day, you're 17 drinks. And you're like,
That's how I do it.
Yeah, goddamn.
You know, I convinced myself one time, I was like, well, you're just going to drink, and then you just have to keep drinking. 12 beers a day.
If you get that, will make you feel fine.
You want to hear
for a
something weird?
while.
You hear something weird? First
Yeah.
Christmas and New Year's that I haven't, both, that I was sober, ever.
Really?
I don't think I've ever done both. I've never run both.
Oh, I got nice and drunk on New Year's.
I wanted
Yeah,
to.
me
I
too.
thought about it. I bought a bottle of champagne. The one you like, the orange one.
Veuve.
Veuve.
Yeah.
Bought a bottle of that. Man, it was old Andrea. I
Come
did
with a
not.
little zip up.
I didn't-
Did it come with a little zip up case?
No, we didn't go that fancy. We bought the one
Just
that's...
sometimes they come with them at New
Yeah,
Year's.
it didn't... I was looking for that. Like the little wetsuit you put
Yeah.
in it. Oh, I love that.
I got a shitload of them. I'll give you
No,
that.
and then
Oh,
you know what I
man.
did? You know what I'm drinking now? I'm drinking N.A. Peroni. It's an
Sure.
Italian. Remember the Italian beer
Yeah, yeah.
Peroni? N.A. Peroni. It gives you one N.A. Peroni.
It's a me, N.A.
Well-
Peroni. I'm here to investigate a murder.
Okay, I want the listeners to understand. I want other listeners to buy it. If you're listening to this warm-up, Melissa, feel free to flag this. Non-alcoholic N.A. Peroni. Everybody buy it. Well, if you're outside of Orlando area, buy it. I want to keep some for me. It's hard to find these things because this is what happened with White Claw. Here's the problem with it. One bottle of it, and I think it's like they put 11.4 ounces in the bottle. It makes you feel fancier. It's like it's the shape of a woman. It's got the bigger head because we're horny. We're so
Absolutely.
horny.
Absolutely.
And you drink one of them, 70 farts. 70 to 72 farts.
Oh, why so many
And
farts?
it's so fun. It's the most fun shit. I have been farting my family out. And I look forward to it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, here comes 70 farts. I get one ice cold Peroni.
Why is it different than...
Is my wife in there? Yeah, she's in there. The farts are so bad. Dude, they're long. They're loud. It's like when you make your cum loads thicker and whiter. This is the
I wanna
fart
do that.
equivalent. Yeah, well, I'm working on that too. But I can get your farts going. If you want good
All right.
farts, and I know you're being healthier, you're training. You got a whole... Don't you have a
Yeah.
thing to do? You're on the training
Yeah.
field, so you're not drinking right now. I'm going to bring you a Peroni tomorrow, and I want you to drink it for breakfast. And by the end of the day, you'll have 70
All right.
farts. 70 farts.
2026. Big farts, thick cum.
That's it. Melissa, these things write themselves. 70 farts.
Get a little nice and in that Peroni. We could just do
Yeah.
both things at once.
And then I looked it up. I was like, ChatGPT, why does NA beer give me so many farts? It's it's because they brew it and then they take the alcohol out. It leaves some like sugar. It leaves sugars in there.
leaves a fart?
It leaves the sugars in there, baby. No, it leaves sugars in there.
Well, the NA
It
is
leaves
for,
some old black lady sugars in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, but sugar, I mean, the regular beer doesn't give you this much farts.
This is
Why?
But this is like a. I don't know. I didn't read it.
the NA is for noisy ass. They let you know right up
Yeah,
front.
but it's so many farts. 70 farts.
Because the same thing would happen to people with like sugarless gummy bears or something. Like remember Bubba used to tell us that like any of the sugar-free shit
That's
or
a challenge. Should we be talking about this?
the sugar-free stuff, it will give you
Yeah.
horrible farts.
It'll give you diarrhea.
And,
Make
and
you
diarrhea,
shit.
yeah. But it, like fucks up your intestines.
Yeah.
What's in there?
Your intestines?
Why are you taking the sugar out? What are they replacing it with?
Hold on,
It gives you
Let me ask.
so many farts.
Remember that brief magical window where they had those Doritos where they're like, you can eat as many Doritos as you
Olestra.
want.
It was Olestra.
You can have as many as you want, and you won't gain any weight, but it will generate an equivalent amount of diarrhea. And people were like, okay.
My dad was all in.
I just want to eat
Yeah.
it. Diarrhea's not that bad.
My dad was one of those guys. My dad was like, "You damn Lee, did you hear?" It was Lay's. Lay's potato chips got these brand new chips on the market called Olestra chips. I went up to Winn-Dixie and bought some from Tuttle's mom, and I ate 3 fucking bags. God damn it, I'm spraying out my ass. He would spray oil. It would give you on the bag. I think it said.
It said
may
straight up
cause oily stool,
I don't
orange
even-
oily.
I don't even think they went with May. I think they just said this will make you shit
Yeah.
and shit and shit.
So, but is that it? Was that the only?
Yeah, it somehow had.
So let's put it back on the market.
It would isolate the fat basically and just send it right out of your body in the form of diarrhea.
All right.
And the Devil's Food snack wells. My dad ate he would eat an entire box of them.
During this whole conversation, this reminded me of something. I got a quick story that's gonna piss Ross off.
Okay.
yeah. It's gonna
A
make him
pissed
mad.
off Ross for 2026 is good.
Yeah.
All right. I also, Ross has the Cadillac patent voice changer, worst present ever bought.
And it was. Oh man. Okay, I got it.
All right.
Okay,
You ready to go?
Yeah,
Let me change one little thing. Hold on. Hold on.
Were you rude at a craps table? Because I almost punched a kid yesterday.
Whoa.
Or the day before yesterday.
There's a new game I'm playing now too. Instead of Clover Pit, I'm playing.
Shit.
There's a spookier one out there that's an
Really?
older game called Inscription with a Y.
I haven't even got my key yet, though. I figured out what the key is for, though. You can eventually save your charms in the drawers. Is that what's up?
You can put it in there, or they'll
'Cause it
give you
tells
charms,
you.
or they give you charms
It
too.
says
though.
put in the drawer, and then you're like, okay, put it in the drawer. And you're like, you can't, you dummy. You don't have a fucking key. And I'm
But
like, oh, okay.
it'll do other things though. I don't want to spoil
okay,
it.
no, don't spoil it.
All right. Okay, Mr. Van, you begin. This is Monday 1.
Yep.
All right, here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Tom.
I am Dan. Happy 2026. We are back live with you on YouTube and Twitch. Come hang out. Join the chat room. There's tons of people in there right now joining us for a Monday morning. That's when we tape, and you can find us every single Monday morning. Just search for at Tom and Dan Live on Twitch, at Tom and Dan Live on YouTube. We would certainly love to have you hang out.
From the Orlando talk show, comedian and host Ross McCoy is here.
I'm still dating my checks 2021. I'm almost caught up.
Yeah, I've been having trouble with that this morning. I was saving some files, and the 2026 is weird.
Yeah,
That's one I never
yeah.
thought of, 2026. I think 2025 I actually thought of because it comes up a lot like in science fiction because 25 is such a...
It's got a good rhythm to it.
Yeah.
2025. is
Yeah,
like, it's a-
2025.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
2026 sounds,
you
I
gotta-
don't know,
you gotta
clumsy and
switch
weird.
up at the end there.
This year is America's 250th birthday.
Yeah. And for my birthday, I want Venezuela.
Uh,
It's a joke. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke show. We do jokes.
1776 was 250 years ago. When was America born? I don't know.
I guess I
just go with it.
it's
When
right
they do-
after Pangea.
Yeah.
when they do like bicentennial, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna look it up.
It's the 250th anniversary. That time, John, I think it was John Adams said we should light fireworks to celebrate. That was he was the guy who kicked it all off.
Okay, so I have a fireworks story for you, but
Oh, really?
before
I
we
have a
start,
fireworks story as well.
Well, hold on, sir, because I know you didn't come to Pyrosprop because you didn't come grift a bunch of free fireworks off of me. So where did you get these?
I did.
Alleged pyrotechnics
No.
from?
I did.
Did you buy? Oh my God! Did you cheat on Pyrospot?
I did go to Pyrospot.
Oh, did you?
And
Okay.
you and Craig were running around. I text Craig.
Oh, we were off playing poker. We
I went
That's
early
fine.
because
That's fine.
I'll tell you about why the whole thing. But before we
Craig
start,
said we got to go to the warehouse and do some work, and we went and played poker.
we got a lot of cool plans in 2026. If you want to sign up to become a BDM, go to tomanddan.com.
Please.
We were talking this morning about our BDM Appreciation Week that comes up in April. we're planning our BDM Appreciation Week party that happens at the end of Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
But you have to be a BDM to be involved with any of that.
Indeed, whether
And-
it's reasonably priced T-shirts or giveaways that we do. The giveaways this year secretly might be the best we've I'm sending it to you telepathically.
Yeah,
the giveaway that we
get a golden ticket.
We do have a golden ticket
for anybody who buys a $5 BDM shirt.
and
But
it's
again,
not BS. This is like
Yeah.
this is something I would want. This is a prize I want.
So anyway, we appreciate everybody that becomes a BDM,
Yeah.
and that's a way to support a small business here in Central Florida.
Extra shows, just go to tomandan.com/registration. There's a love meter there. You can choose to, help out Orlando's only podcast. So were they only small business podcast doing this?
Yeah,
One of the only.
I believe, I haven't talked to the Moms and Murder podcast in a while.
Because they're too rich. They don't talk to us.
I don't consider them. They are here locally, but their audience. I mean, their audience is huge, gigantic, worldwide. But they have a worldwide audience. I feel like we have a lot more Central Florida centric or Florida centric audience.
We're more locally,
just because of our
situated.
past and our
Sure.
broadcasting.
So much
past.
less successful. Yep.
But I don't know
that's
what.
a way of saying it.
Now here's the thing. I don't know what kind of money they make. I've talked to them a couple
Yeah.
times. I'm like, what kind of money you pulling in? Because you got a big audience.
You
I
asked
can't
that?
get.
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. You asked them.
I asked them little questions that give me an idea roundabout.
Yeah.
Like,
Is
where
that
do
a
you live?
real Gucci bag?
Like, where do you
Oh,
live?
shoes you
Where do
wear,
your kids go to
Lola.
school?
Yeah, let me see your teeth. Can I see your teeth?
You can do the math on how
Yeah.
much money I'm making by where my kids are going to school.
And also by your shoes and teeth.
although I did, I find out that. Well,
Don't look at me and guess how much money I make. Okay? Don't do that.
Anyway, so
my God.
we got some new partners coming up in 2026 as well. And if you want to advertise with Tom and Dan, shoot me an email, tom@tomanddan.com, and we'll talk to you about that.
If you're trying to judge me, how much money I make by my appearance, I'm wearing a hoodie that I got for doing a comedy show, and I haven't cut my hair or beard for a year.
You have an amazing beard and hair right now.
How did he grow in 3 months?
Yeah. You popped out of Galifianakis fast. So anyway, so
You know what's pointed out to me? That I should become a ventriloquist because you can't see my mouth when I talk anyway. I could just talk and do a dummy. And
I
it'd be
love
fine.
that you're rocking. Yeah, I too am covering my mouth with a mustache, which is, I've gotten used to it. I hated it at first. I'm kind of used to it now.
Yeah.
God, I'm looking at the Twitch broadcast. I wish I was a real man.
You are a real man.
No, look at me. I look like a boy amongst men.
I'll tell you what.
Two, mountain men.
I
Ross.
only get hate, and especially from ladies. The ladies like the clean-shaven guys like you.
Tom,
100%.
Well, who cares
I
about the
only
ladies?
get-
I'm married.
I only get hated on. No, I care about the ladies. I don't want to be a 49-year-old man, even married, even with a child, and I don't want women to look at me and be like, "Oh, look at this disgusting gold miner."
It's better. I'd rather that than if some woman was actually
No women like this. I'm telling
liked
you right
me.
now.
I'd be like, oh my god.
Guys like this. Guys like my beard. Guys like my hair. I had a guy at Will's Pub. I'm this year. I'm trying to go out more. I'm trying to be more accessible. I'm trying to not let my I'll call it what it is. My horrible depression keep me inside. Right. So I've been trying to go out more. Went to Will's Pub. This guy looks at me. He goes, "Hey, are you Dan?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "From Tom and Dan." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Huh? You're a lot. I mean, a lot cooler looking than I thought." That's what he said to me. I was like, so it was the best and worst thing you could hear at one time.
Well, yeah. Maybe because
He's like, "You look really rock and roll now." I was like, "Oh, I'll take that as a compliment." Also,
Yeah.
it's a little weird to call me rock and roll. I don't really like that. But
This might be the year. I guess I'm gonna agree with Tom, but yeah, he's right. You're married. What do you care about ladies' approval? You should be looking for the approval of dudes.
yes.
Out in the
maybe I'm
world.
looking at this wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm looking at this
absolutely.
wrong.
Who cares about ladies? You got a
Okay.
ring on your finger, man.
Yeah, you look like some
Yeah.
sort of rock. Only a rock star or some celebrity can pull off looking like a
Correct.
homeless mountain man. Right? Which both of you guys do. Yeah, that's what rock stars
Yeah,
do.
my beard's out of control now. It's the longest I've
turn-
ever had my beard, and of being a human, I've never had facial hair, and I haven't had my hair long. Like, my hair is now successfully at my shoulder's length, and I haven't had that in 30 years.
Yeah, because everybody else conforms to society.
I don't conform. I'm not conforming.
And
Not
I'm like,
2026, baby.
And then I'm like clean shaven. I have the haircut. I have to wear a polo shoes, and then I
But
go
I'm
around
horny,
with
and
parents.
I'm horny, but I'm horny enough to want other women to want to like me. And that matters. It moves my needle. That's how horny I am. Even if I can't imbibe, even if I can't pull the fruit from the tree, I still want the approval of said fruit. That's a bad analogy.
When we go to Tampa and we go to the Hard Rock and I see like a fat guy with a beard walking around and he's got like an attractive wife, I'm immediately like, what band is he in?
Exactly. Exactly. Because you're like, only a celebrity could pull this off, or someone that like either you're a homeless person or you're rich.
But either way,
There's no
you're
in
set.
between.
You either don't care about anything and you live on the sidewalk,
Yeah.
or you don't care about anything because you're a billionaire.
Yes, there's no middle ground. We're all living
turns out.
Well, you were growing your hair. But you were growing your hair out. You were. I knew before the break. You were growing your hair out. You.
Yeah, because I wanted to be a homeless man, just like you.
Why are you doing it? Why don't you go full
No,
homeless?
because I couldn't take it anymore.
What happened?
Because I was sitting there, I was like, oh God, I can't comb my hair the way I want, and then and then I was like, it's too much of a pain in the ass. I need to go back. Military.
I think you look great. And I'm not even kidding. I think he looks awesome.
But part of growing out a real man beard is there's always awkward phase. Like you always have a phase where it just looks gross and it's uncomfortable.
I still have that now. Do you want to know the problem I have? Because I have fine hair. It's not thinning. I have a lot of hair. It's just very fine. So I have to use special shampoo. But my hair gets greasy in like 1.5 days. Like it's because it's just so fine. Like the sides of it, especially if I touch it and push it back behind my ears. Like it just starts to get greasy, and then I start to look like Kid Rock at the White House. And my wife can't stand Kid Rock.
So this is why Ross is going to get mad at me. So, and I forgot about this story until we started talking before we started the actual broadcast. We do a little pre-show warm-up on Twitch. That's why you should subscribe, and you know, you can listen to audio only if you want. So
there's a button.
So I picked up a few fireworks for New Year's Eve, but we were spending New Year's Eve down in Manasota Key, which is like Southwest Florida. I call it the Shell and Sharktooth Gulf of America.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, thank you for saying it correctly. You know what also bothers me is I hate that
so many. I mean, every dad that stands on the beach now in the Gulf makes the Gulf of America joke. I just walked by 5 dads joking, making this. We're all me and my friends.
Looks different with the new name.
It makes you laugh every time.
I'd like to point something out too. I can't stand it when you say Manasota Key because it sounds like gay Minnesota. I can't stand it. You say Manasota Key. I'm like, it's Minnesota. That's gay Minnesota. Like I can't. I'm like, stop. But it is Manasota Key.
So we haven't been down there since the hurricane. I think it was Ian that came in there and like just destroyed everything.
Yeah,
like
it's really bad.
Literally, the last time we went there, we stayed in a hotel that doesn't exist anymore. They literally leveled it because it got so. And then still, you'll
really
see
bad.
There are some houses like scattered throughout the Key that are still demolished and like and I talked to some people there like. You basically anybody who lives there, like they can't afford the insurance if their house isn't paid off, because the insurance is like $20,000 a year. So it's like 5 years and nothing happened. You spent $100,000 insurance you dumped into. It's like so they run it with no insurance and then just take the gamble. And then some people, and then the house gets destroyed. They can't rebuild. And then, so a lot of the hotels are rebuilding. So we're staying at a hotel that we did stay at, but it's like all rebuilt, and they're still in the building process. So on Google Earth, so long story short, the kids were like, oh, we're going to bring some fireworks for New Year's Eve because we're spending New Year's Eve there. It's like a beachside resort.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, this beachside resort may not want us to set off fireworks.
Boy, your haircut's really rubbing off on you. Because that is something that a man with a sharp hair, a rule-following haircut would say, right? Absolutely. You're losing your edge. I don't mean to point that out, but old Tom, I don't think, would say that, right?
Well, I'm a dad. There's other dads at this beachside resort. Then I'm like,
nothing goes better with Gulf of America than fireworks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, but I don't know what like I'm walking into, and then it's like, can we go onto a place that's away? I don't want to bother other people.
You also don't want to get kicked out. We've seen people kicked out.
Or someone's running down like, hey, what the hell are you doing? This redneck setting off fireworks in the parking lot.
We've seen people kicked out. You've seen people kicked out of Croom.
Yeah. Like, so, I mean, they may be like, what the hell?
I get it.
What the hell, bro?
I'm giving you crap, but I get it.
Because it's expensive, first off. So it's like, it's not some dump. You could just do whatever you want.
No, it's a pricey thing.
So that's what I was factoring in. It's like, and I'm looking at Google Earth, and all like, and the pictures are from after the storm. So it's like, I can't tell if there's even an area to go off at. Like, is there construction going on, or like there's
maybe it's just all dry brush.
Yeah,
so
I don't know. So then I'm like, so I go to the Power Spot tent, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get like a small handful of fountains, and then some like tanks and some sparklers. Mostly sparklers, because there's going to be a bunch of kids there.
See, sparklers are the main thing that confuse turtles at sea. That's a little known fireworks.
And that's another thing too. Like, this is what I was worried about.
Burning children at the same time.
I'm worried about
the most dangerous fireworks.
I'm setting off fireworks, and then some lady comes running out. She's like, "Sir!" Like these two.
Sir, the eagles.
Like the turtles are getting confused, and then all of a sudden they light up the beach. All the turtles are walking the wrong way.
Then what are you gonna do with all those turtles? What do you do with that?
They're all dying.
There, all your fireworks. You're cleaning up. You're putting all the cardboard into a trash can. You got 700 turtles surrounding your campsite.
And you're like, the ashes. The turtles. They eat the ashes.
They do eat the ashes. They love it.
Anyway, so
sir, your flare's angering the sharks. They're attacking.
You know, you could tell that turtle's been eating he's got black lips.
So
he's been eating the ashes. That's how you could tell.
And I don't want to be, because I've been in the situation before where I've brought a bunch of fireworks in my younger days to places, because I've known Craig for a while. And so I've brought fireworks to places.
Are you just trying to learn from your mistakes?
Well, I've brought a ton of fireworks to a place, started setting them off, and then people are like, what is this guy? It's like, chill,
like
bro.
You're the guy turning up Rage Against the Machine, right?
Right.
You're like, oh my God, F you, we'll do what you told me. Can you turn that down, please,
It's like
sir?
the acoustic guitar guy or something, at a party where it's like, goddamn. Like
Santeria Jones over here.
He's bringing fireworks, like, this is not appropriate at this time. Like, no one asked for this or whatever.
Are there any other fireworks?
What?
Is anybody else doing anything?
No, I become the fireworks guy amongst my friends. So they even asked me, are you bringing some fireworks? I'm going to bring a small amount just in case we can only set them off in some fountains, some sparklers.
It's real easy to get into the Disney level stuff at our It's super easy to slip into stuff that will just startle people.
There's extreme fountains that I didn't even bring because
One Bad Granny. Evil Priest this year comes in like a whole box. I don't know. I've never seen it lit, but it takes up half a shelf. I don't know what that thing does.
It's going off. It's not your traditional.
Exodus takes like 5.5 minutes. It's insane.
So anyway, I grab a couple small things. Then it's like 2 small bags.
Did you just go on your own, or did you corral one of the kids?
No, on my own.
Okay.
Because I knew the kids would want bigger stuff. Tommy was he was actually shaming me. Tommy's like, "Oh, you didn't get anything big," and I'm like, "We're going to a resort."
He's got long hair too. Let the record reflect. That's a mountain man in training. Really long blonde hair now.
It's a beachside resort. I just didn't know what, like...
Right, so be prepared. Get the biggest stuff and be prepared.
You don't have to set it off. You can leave it in the car.
Yeah. I also don't want to drive around with cakes inside the car with my family.
Safe and less flammable.
Only people that want to overthrow the government do that, right? Like you drive around with fireworks in your car.
So anyway...
Max does like to smoke a cigar while you guys are driving, so it's probably not a good idea.
New Year's Eve comes, and it's nighttime where it's like 8 o'clock. It's dark enough. I'm like, all right, let's go set off some fireworks, right? And so they basically the area they're gonna build a resort, they just put it's just rocks, right? So it's lots of area, and then there's a seawall. So I'm like, hey, I think we can set these off on the seawall. And then so we walk up to the seawall, but I'm looking around.
The seawall's made of turtles.
Hey, but it's small amount. So then I'm like, we'll start with a tiny little. I mean, I'm talking about cigar-shaped size.
Yeah, let's start with this Monica here. Let's like this.
And then so I light it as a. It's doing a little thing, and then it stops, and then all of a sudden I hear some applause. Right?
Oh no!
And then I look back, and then there are tons of people standing on the side resorts out on their balconies
You
now
got that,
looking.
You got that stand-up itch. You got that Hollywood itch.
And they were applauding like a tiger number 5.
Yeah,
a little tiny.
A little tiny.
Oh my God.
Right, so because no one else is doing this.
Oh,
because,
you like that, huh? I'll show you. Hey, everybody, Tom Boyan.
So no, here's the problem though. But I'm like, oh no, like,
Yeah.
So I have an audience, but I only have like 2 more fountains and then sparklers. So I have a crappy show set up, right? So I have.
Well, you can add to it. Do you have a JBL speaker?
No,
Do the kids know any songs? Do you have any costuming?
So then I get to the, like, I start building up. I'm like, oh, let me put together the best possible show.
EJ's saying that the Drunkie the Bear fire was burning inside of you to put on a good show.
Yeah.
I don't know if EJ's wrong on this one. I like to give EJ a lot of crap.
And
I think EJ may be right on this.
And then I set off the biggest fountain I had, which everybody, the whole, and then I thought about yelling up to everybody, like, I didn't know what I was walking into, so I didn't get that much.
If you're explaining, you're losing. Right? Don't lose the audience.
And then
What did you have? Did you have like an amazing? Did
No,
you have?
no.
Well, please tell me it wasn't Yippee-Ki-Yay.
no,
Please tell me it wasn't
Why is that one
Yippee-Ki-Yay.
bad?
No, it's fine, but it's tiny.
yeah.
Everybody gets it because it's got cute little raccoons on it, but it's a tiny little fountain.
I disappointed everybody that came to the balcony because after that, like, they were expecting more and more. And
Some guy at a real amateur hour in the fireworks.
And I will never not bring a full fireworks show again.
Okay.
Because I realize I'm getting more timid in my old age, and like, hey, I'm not gonna be that guy that bring,
Yeah.
And then the resort, management comes out and they're like, sir, you can't be setting off fireworks on the beach wall. Then none of that happened.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted the damn fireworks display. Everybody would have been way more happy if I set it off like a nicer,
Can I tell you who you should be like? Millionaire Todd came in. He called me. He said, I'm going to bring my truck to the fireworks warehouse. What I want you to do is fill the bed of my truck with the biggest stuff you had. And just geometrically, we started with the biggest thing we had and worked our way down until the bed of his truck was full of all of our biggest fireworks. And then we loaded a number of other fireworks into the cab of his truck. And he went and had a vacation fireworks show and blew the minds of the people of Millen, Georgia.
You're right. I love that. Yeah, like, I guess I'm just worried about being trashy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want
to. Right? Isn't that kind of how it is, right? That's what Andrew kind of says to me. I think that's what Andrew, like, I'm pretty sure that's what Andrew, when I go like, oh, I don't want to look like this, and Andrew kind of looks at me like, do you even know who you are?
You're right,
do you even know what family you married into, or your child, or how you behave, or the way you look, or the things that you eat? You boil peanuts behind the house.
But Tom
you smoke meats in a townhome.
Tom doesn't have the beard to pull it off. People look at him and they're like, look at that regular guy.
You're on to something.
You're right.
You do need to if you were to let your appearance go like me and Ross, you would feel more comfortable with your choices. You have to let your appearance go.
You're right.
You can still train all the time. In fact, you'll get the Forrest Gump. You'll get the hippie beard and the long hair, and you could just be like, I'm a running hippie.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
For Tom, I think the only option we could really consider is white boy cornrows. Like, we need to get him like braided hair.
Can you do the white boy? Can you do white boy? How much for 2026?
What's that rapper's name?
There's a bunch of them.
Lil Dicky?
Are you talking about the right wing, a conservative rapper?
I don't know.
That has the cornrows? I'm blanking on his name.
That one that with stitches? That guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's Canadian, by the way. That guy's, I'm blanking on his name. But
yeah, I'll look it up.
His name's Tom McDonald. His name is Tom. You could be Castleberry's Tom McDonald. You could be Tom Van and do white boy cornrows.
Since we're on the topic, I also went down to...
You know it's a good idea when he skips right past it.
He doesn't want cornrows.
Correct.
Have you ever had him?
No. I was
wondering.
First, it's painful.
It hurts,
and I don't want to go through the discomfort.
How do you know that, not having had him, Tom?
It looks
it
painful,
hurt.
everybody tells me it's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurts.
And so I'm like, I do not want to go through like the pain of having my hair pulled every second of my existence for some,
fashion.
Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Anyway. So there's a place down near Minnesota Key called Warm Mineral Springs.
Yeah.
And I talked about it. I've been talking about how I was excited to go here. So
the only warm spring in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's warm because it's a 200-foot sinkhole that because it's so deep, it gets naturally warmed by the Earth's
geothermal
warmth.
heat.
But it's not even really warmed because the lava is anywhere
Is it just
near
like it's sitting out? So it's the water sitting out, so it's gonna warm.
It's sitting out, and it's in essentially Earth's cup. That it's warmer 200 feet down, so basically it just warms to a...
Earth's cup. Said like a running hippie. You said that like a running hippie. Earth's cup?
Yeah. It's like you said...
Yeah, man, I'm running on Earth's cup,
But
man.
it's not hot. And I put up a video...
Because most springs in Florida run about like 72 degrees.
72,
And this
exactly.
one's in the 80s?
85.
So 85, okay.
Ooh.
Now, it's hot comparatively
Correct.
to 72. Like, 85 is what...
Compared to the sun, it's pretty cold.
Like, that is the perfect pool temperature to me.
85.
85 in the summer. Resorts run at 82. I know this because I dialed in my heater over the years.
You did.
But
I will say, if you've never been in Tom's pool, he keeps it. It's perfect. It's literally perfect.
A resort 82 it's fine.
Snappy. It's
but
a little too snappy.
It's hard to be in there for a long period of time, and I think that's what they know that
They want to
you
sell
out.
those Mick Ultras.
Yeah, they want you in and out. Anyway. So
how much do you think about pool heaters? Because this
have no idea. I've
this
heard
is
this.
one of the most gradiated takes you've had on anything ever.
Ross, you literally have no idea how I've heard this. And then when I went to his house and I'm easing myself in, he's like, "You feel that? You feeling that on your haunches? You know what that is, boy? That's 85 degrees right there, boy."
here's a hot take: perfect hot tub temp, 99.
Whoa!
Yeah, he said it. He said it.
A lot of amateurs will say, "Oh, 104 all day, too hot. You can't stay in 104 that long."
It's not pleasant.
Yeah,
Abortion, pit bulls, hot tubs at 99 degrees, guaranteed to fire people up.
He did say he wanted to cause a stir today.
Oh, wow.
So I dragged my family to warm Mineral Spring. See, a cold front came in over right before New Year's Eve.
That's
to
perfect for
Florida.
a warm spring.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And it was, even though we're damn near Naples, it was 60 degrees during the day, the high. It's a high of 64 or
That's
whatever.
pretty cold.
And that's cold for Florida, especially like Southwest Florida, like maybe Central Florida. That's not, we're used to colder. But anyway,
My favorite, the punchline to my favorite racist Italian joke is damn near Naples.
So we, my other friends who came with us on this trip, did not want to go. Like,
Which is a good sign for friendship and for trip.
And
right, for the friendship, I feel like they're letting you know they don't like you, and they're also letting you know that this trip is not going the way.
Well,
you already failed them on the fireworks.
They explained, they're like, why do I want to leave a beach paradise to go to the warm Mineral Springs 20 minutes inland? It looks like just it's a sinkhole, essentially.
Yeah, all of our...
Why would I leave the beach to go to a sinkhole, they said.
A warm sinkhole?
Yeah. Thank you for putting that on there. Anything that we have of value that you go and see in Florida, normally you have to drive, and then you park, and then you get out, and you walk, and you find little brown signs, and then you walk down into a cavern, and there's some stinky hole. Right? That's Florida.
Stinky holes.
It's called Florida. That's called Florida. Devil's Den, I'm looking at you.
Well, we don't have any mountains, so we got holes.
We got holes. We're the land of stinky holes, Florida.
There's some cool holes, though. Like Devil's Millhopper.
Hold on, should we do a shirt, Tom and Different 2026, Land of Holes, Florida. Land of Holes.
Yeah.
Best. We got the best holes.
Yeah, write that down.
Hold on, I am writing that
And
down.
even if you're like 50 miles inland, or away from any body of water, there's always a sign that says "Don't feed the alligators." Because there could be one. There could be one in town.
Wide in the hole.
So, and there was an alligator attack here. Back then, my wife brought up, and I'm like, they got all of them out of there.
How long ago are we talking? Like
I don't
hundreds
know.
of years ago? Then I'm not worried
back in
about.
old timey days.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jeremiah Cletus.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we go there, and then
How long's the drive? Like, what's it look like? Describe the exterior.
It's only 25 minutes
State
away.
park looking thing?
It's in the middle of nowhere, Florida. I forgot the damn name of the town, but it's like Newport, Florida, or something like that. Anyway, just no name town, but they got this sinkhole that stays warm. So we get there, and I thought because we're inland, because it was cold at the beach, like the wind coming off the ocean. I'm like, God, you couldn't even go to the beach. And I'm like maybe inland it would be less windy, but not. It was pretty windy. And then so this is what I was telling my family because none of them are excited about it, right? And
so everything you're saying to sell them is going horribly wrong.
And this happens a lot when I do adventures with them. Like I'm like, hey, you don't. I'm like telling my kids, I'm like, you don't understand. This experience of being in Florida and it being cold outside and getting into a warmer natural body of water is bizarre.
Yeah, nobody does this.
I'm like, I've never experienced this in my life, and most people haven't. Like, cold Florida, warm natural body of water is bizarre, and then I'm all about like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime.
What is there? You're selling it. It's no different than the way let's say you'd sell a client, you know.
It was empty.
You're selling this hard for them. You know, no different than if you were selling this to any of our clients.
Yeah,
and if you want to advertise Tom at tomanddan.com,
I'll sell you the sinkhole.
He'll sell you the sinkhole.
And was your kid's counterpoint like, we live within 15 feet of 30 lakes, and the only difference is this one's warm?
Yeah. Well, they were. I mean,
I just want to know.
I don't think they listen.
What's your wife saying? Is she all in?
Because
here's why I'm asking the questions. Because
really?
Here's why I'm asking the questions, because we in 2025 we learned, even through work with Colette and talking with you, Ross, that we know that Tom has a hard time having fun if he's looking around and everybody around him is not having fun. So how are you setting the bar for fun on an adventure? Are you having to work really hard? It's Crystal like, I'm all in.
Yeah, she'll in it because at the time it was so cold. We're like, we could. If it was a nice beach day, we probably wouldn't have gone because she's like, I'm not leaving the beach for this.
For the whole, right.
You know, even though I've been talking about it and promoting it, and she's like, we're doing it for dad type of thing. And like, we're doing it.
You've been promoting it? Like, you sit down to dinner and you're like, hey guys.
Used the phrase that I think has been used before. Yeah. Doing it for dad sounds like it's been used before in the house.
Hey guys, dinner today brought to you by the Warm Springs.
We're doing it for dad.
There's a form of manipulation with all of my adventures where right when I come up with the idea, I start inceptioning my family. Like, hey, do you know that I start giving them facts like on the side of a U-Haul truck?
I hate those trucks. And in Florida, I've only seen like 6 of them. Yeah. I'm like, there's 44 other trucks I haven't seen.
I give them U-Haul truck facts about where we're going, and they're like, okay.
Who's more receptive, Tommy or Max?
They both don't seem to care. Anyway, so
Crystal does though. She's ride or die. She'll do it.
We get there, and it is a interesting mix of the only people there. And there's not that many. I would say like there's 50 people. It's a huge sinkhole. It's pretty big.
Freudian as it gets.
But
right?
How did it smell, Tom?
They're all Eastern Europeans and like Greek people. They're there.
Yeah. Oh, they'll love your Gulf of America joke. Hit it with the Gulf of America.
And then I remember
we were out of the wrong in Naples.
There's a huge Greek population in Tampa and the West Coast, and they're like a huge.
They have huge festivals.
Yeah, and so they were all at and I remembered like Europeans love mineral springs.
Oh yeah,
they love mineral baths.
They love minerals.
They love minerals.
Yeah, they
more
love
than
minerals.
America.
They love jewels. Yeah, they love minerals.
Yeah, like we are the only Americans there of the whole place. Like we're the only other people that. And by the way, the minerals, it does nothing. What is it supposed to do? People are like, oh, to heal.
Yeah, I don't think it does anything either.
So it stunk like rotten eggs. Which was
really? No,
yeah.
So why? Why does it smell like
one of
sulfur?
the minerals is sulfur.
It turns out the main mineral sulfur. Which they didn't put it. No, it's fine.
The boys loved it, right?
Oh, they're like,
because what is sulfur? Sulfur is one of my favorite memories of middle school was the little sulfur bombs you could buy at the Army Navy store.
Bombs, yeah,
but I mean, but they were legitimate room clearing sulfur bombs that smell. If I smelled it right now, I would start laughing because it forces me, like it's so pungent that it forces me to giggle laugh. There's like something about that.
Yeah. They started calling it the poop hole.
Okay,
great. And then so I'm like, all right, let's go. We get into
go to the poop hole.
Our bathing suits, and now it's 60 degrees out right now when we do this. So they're automatically shivering. I'm like, well, wait until we get in the water. The water's 20 degrees warmer, so it's gonna seem like a hot tub comparatively. that was overselling it
Yeah,
because it is a hot tub is not ever 85.
No, I mean 99 minimum.
And
if you were following along,
it was
you foreshadowing would say.
it was warmer.
We know what hot tub level these kids expect.
I also like that you're still grabbing onto a little bit of I'm right. It is warmer, you know. But how did it feel?
Yeah. It felt warmer, and I was like, "Oh, this is this is weird, right?" And they're like, "Oh, it's kind of warm, but not that warm." Anyway, they
Congratulations, Dad! You brought us the one day in Florida where this water is warmer than the air.
Yeah. They did mention this would be a lot better in the summer where this is like a giant pool.
But it does help his argument, I would say.
Yes,
For dad and warm spring versus kids.
Oh, you mean old Sulphur Springs?
Yeah. The poop hole, as they refer to it.
And then we went around one loop, whatever.
How long did you say?
It was probably we were
30
there.
minutes?
Yeah, 30 minutes. $70.
How big? Oh,
Really?
Yeah. You pay for the experience, the once in a lifetime. And I told them that, and I was like,
you can smell eggs pretty much any day you want.
They did say we can go here.
So
anytime.
not what you.
No, it was fine. I enjoyed it.
So
and
is
I
it a
liked
private thing? Because the state park does not cost you $70 to get into.
It's not. I don't know if it's not owned by the state, but so it must be some private thing, or maybe it's leased by the state.
Even the state was like, this leg stinks too much.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that the fact that
Yeah.
I mean, $70? That's got to be a company that's in there that's making some money.
Absolutely.
Off of that, because it would probably be like at the most like $5 to.
That's whatever, like most state parks and stuff like that.
Reasonable, super reasonable.
I think someone has got bought out or leased or whatever.
That's what we got to do. We got to find one of these state parks and buy it, and then jack the price up.
And then I guess last but not least, the shark's teeth. And I bitched about this before, but so there's shark's teeth everywhere down there, and on the West Coast, it is shark tooth crazy.
I think Venice is kind of known as like the hub of it, right?
And shells, and because of the geography of the Gulf of America.
And the American currents that run through it.
Yeah. And so it pushes a bunch of shells and shark teeth and all that. So if you sift through, and there's just piles of shells on the beach and like whatever. And if you sift through it, you eventually can find a shark's tooth. And most of them are tiny little black triangles.
Yeah.
That are like unimpressive to kids when it comes to like,
it was even, let's be honest, it was even unimpressive to me when
like
somebody
Peace
would
River?
Give it to me. No, like back when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody gave you a tiny shark's tooth, the only shark's tooth that ever really moved the needle for me were shark's tooth that I never found. I'm just being honest.
Dude, you're right. It's like a big jaws with serrated.
Or one that I bought at a shop. Like I had a necklace that I think my dad bought me at a surf shop. Right?
Yeah.
And it had a reasonably sized, like about an
you
inch
never
tall.
find those.
No, you don't find those. And I'm just being honest with you. That was my shark's tooth that I loved.
Yeah.
I'm sure plenty of other Floridians have had better access into land. We're more inland. I didn't. I'd go to the beach like any other trash kid. But that was the only shark's tooth that moved the needle was the one I bought.
Counterpoint, like I grew up in Pennsylvania, and we got to the beach like once a year if we were lucky. So we would go to the beach in North Carolina, and it was kind of famous for shark's teeth. And even finding a tiny little shark's tooth was a thrill. It was an amazing thrill.
It's like seeing an alligator for the first time, though, when people like lose their minds. Right?
And then also like you'd find this little black shark's tooth, and then my grandpa would be like, that's like hundreds of millions of years old, and it seemed like the coolest thing in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, and like it seems like you would be out there as a kid because they're everywhere. So you could be out there all day long finding sharks. It just takes a lot of work to sift through the shells because like every bucket of shells will have one or two in there.
Sure.
But you got to go through fine-tooth comb little by little.
Use your sifter.
Like I was showing the kids, like they were all standing around, and I'm sifting through with my finger. I'm like little by little by little. Sitting there for 5 minutes.
But that's not as good as TikTok, man.
I see their eyes, and I'm like,
that's nature scrolling is looking for a sifter is nature scrolling, and it is not as much fun.
Not at all.
Right.
And they did it a little bit of stuff, but it's not like they were running out there when they right after breakfast, like we gotta find some more shark teeth, which I feel like we would do.
Yeah.
And if this is the like late 80s, early 90s, we'd be out there dawn looking for shark's teeth. But am I wrong? But there was nothing else to do.
No, there was no phone.
Yeah. So that's the problem. It's
are
so
we
much
creating
better.
that in our brain, like the idea? Because I feel like I knew what it was like as a kid to have that like a kid challenge, meaning the one that you would go to bed late and you'd go like, I'm going to get up early and work on the whatever it is. I feel like I had one of those, whether it's a video game that I was trying to beat, like Mega Man or, the original Super Mario Brothers or something like that. I feel like
if you wanted to watch a cartoon in the 80s, you had to wake up at like 7 in the morning on Saturday.
Like dedicate yourself
you
to
had
it.
to you had to set an alarm and wake up early to watch a cartoon. And then there was like 2 hours of cartoons and it was back to the news.
Yeah, no, I know. So you had to put in the effort. Yeah. There was no video
and then after that you went
like
for
building a fort. Okay, like building a fort was mine. Kind of going along with you saying, like you'd clamor at like getting up the next day and running out there to do it. I remember we were building a fort in the woods. I couldn't wait to get back out there. And then the next day rolls around. I'm on my back, man. I'm hauling ass out there. I would like to think that was a real thing that I did, and I remember doing that. It's the only example I can think of.
The kids still do it. Tommy was over a friend's house. He was talking about they are all peeing on an ant pile. And
lovely.
And then I was like, oh, okay. Oh,
yeah,
I was like,
now we're talking.
Like I can
get behind that.
Like
no, that's a mini game in Roblox. You didn't know about that? peeing on the anthill.
Which, by the way, I was like, you're allergic to ants. He's like, what? And I'm like,
even more reason to pee.
And I forgot to give you your damn thing.
Yeah.
Take with you.
Don't even know what it's called. You need your thing. The magic wand that protects you from dying from ants.
And also the shells. Like, there's so many shells that like all the kids were like. We were walking on the sandbar, and they're all picking up shells, and they had nowhere to put them. So I was like, I'll keep them in my pockets for you. So that I had this pocket full of shells weighing my pants down.
Oh, my God.
Like you see the top of my pubes.
My God, who do you think you are, Carrot Top?
But
my God.
But so then I have to tell
Carrot Top's on a run of showing his pubes again.
So then, like, my friend's daughter would run up and be like, they're like,
can I see your pubes?
Uncle TC, I held the shell, and then I have to convince them that it's not good enough.
Sorry.
Me to keep.
Sorry, can't keep that one. Pubes are showing. Just tell them the truth.
And I'm like, this one's a little cracked, and then I chuck it out far too, because they'd find one, throw it down, and then the other kid would find it, and they'd be like, put this in your pocket.
Little girl, you're bad at seashells.
Anyway.
Oh my God,
right,
man.
Let's take a break, and then when we come back, I want to talk to Daniel. About and Ross about what you guys have been doing over the past couple weeks.
I'll walk you through some of the things I've been up to.
I watched the Puff Daddy documentary. I want to talk about that a little bit. Did you guys see that?
You know what? I think you got a raw deal. No, I haven't seen it. I have not seen it.
This portrays him as a monster.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And then we'll talk about some other stuff.
Yes, sir. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of Corporate Time right after this. Got it. Save that for Monday. Off to the races. I'm going to have to pee real fast, though.
Yeah. Thanks. More water.
That was a good story. How old is the spring? How long has it been there?
Yeah, it's only a spring because it's like so old that we're talking. The water level used to be like 80 feet.
Oh.
It used to be a cave. It was like a sinkhole, an ancient sinkhole that turned into a huge cave. There's like stalactites and shit.
Oh wow!
Because it used to be a cave, and that's how old it is. And it's just and then it filled up with water in the past 10,000 years or whatever. And then now it's just this.
That's cool.
This huge sinkhole that just naturally stays at 85 because of how deep and just it's like a puddle. Just naturally warms, and then
because it has the eternal heat of the earth warming it, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird too because there's no explanation that I've read, and I searched for it online that makes sense to me. So it's hard for me to explain even why it's warm. It's like one says like geothermal vents,
Right.
So then I was like, I thought there was no geothermal activity under Florida enough to do that. And then others just said that as you go deeper in the earth, it just naturally is warmer.
Right.
So like only the top crust gets cold from the environment, and then underneath is warm. And then just because it's 200 feet deep, it just naturally like gets the heat from the earth, and then it's like stays at 85. But then I was like, it has to cool a little bit if it's cold outside because there's no flowing hot water into it. Like a hot spring. I've been to a lot of hot springs. There's constant hot water coming out of the earth into a hot spring, and so it's always hot.
Right.
This is just sitting there.
There's no.
But they
spring-
call it a
spring fed at all?
No, because if it was, it's so confusing because
So it must just be in a crevice that like exists separate from the aquifer, because I think the aquifer
but it leaches water because there's a outgas. So then that tells me that there's constantly it doesn't like ever empty. So because there's like a off stream that allows the water to get out of it, so there must be some water leaching into it, which you would think would cool it, but it doesn't. It stays 85.
Is that true? Ryan in our Twitch chat room said that the gigolo that used to fuck Diddy's wife claims that they would collect his cum and she would play with it afterwards?
Yeah.
Because she wanted to, or Diddy wanted her to play with the cum?
Yeah.
I can't see her doing that.
It's
Imagine if my wife, if we were laying in bed and I looked over and she's over there just, dumping out some of my cum, playing with it in her hand. Like, well, I guess whatever it takes to calm you down. Think of 5 things in the room that are real.
No.
Touch the grass. Like whatever you got to do to be normal.
This is something that he's like asking her to do, and it's the classic
power monster.
Yeah. But they're so rich, and that's the only thing I wanted to talk about is like his ability to get rich. I didn't know that whole Tupac, like they alluded that he was.
They've always alluded to that.
Like seemingly responsible for the Tupac murder or had his hand in one way or another, and I didn't know any of that stuff. But
all right, you want me to bring us back?
Yeah,
here we go.
And then what did you want to tell any?
Yeah, I want to talk about. Let me see here. I want to talk about the West Oaks Mall.
Okay.
Because I went there over the weekend. All right, or over the holiday. I'll bring us back. Here we go. And 3 and 4 and 3, 2. Welcome back to a corporate time.
So, what do you want to talk about the West Oaks Mall?
Okay,
I got a lot to say about West Oaks Mall.
West Oaks Mall. My wife used to work at West Oaks Mall. It played a portion of our life was spent at the West Oaks Mall. My wife, who was a upper level manager at Old Navy.
Yeah.
She's an admiral, I believe, right?
She was an admiral. She worked. She was there for 8 years, honorable discharge from Old Navy, and
21 gun salute when she left.
Yeah, it's a price gun, but it's cool. It makes a cool noise. It beeps.
Hey, what will sell a bunch of Chinese garbage shirts?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a vintage truck. To put that in the
a little dog.
A vintage truck with a dog. People love.
And they used to use Morgan Fairchild for their ads. They were like these old like actresses and actors in their ads. Anyway, that is the era when she worked there.
Yeah.
When I believe the dog's name was Magic. I think his name was Magic. I may be wrong on that. Anyway, there's a little. You'd walk in, you'd see the vintage truck with the fiberglass dog there. All the shirts are folded over. That's when she worked there, West Oaks Mall. The only reason we wanted to go out to West Oaks Mall, and this is a weird one, is that my wife and daughter gifted me a pair of New Balance shoes for Christmas. And they're the ones that they're the trendy ones that all the young girls and guys are into. They're New Balance. They're 90s, 60s. They're chunky. They're huge. They're fat.
I saw an article recently about New Balance and their marketing, and they literally, they used to spend like 20%.
What happened?
Okay, this is what happened.
Because it was the shoe of grandpa's.
Yes,
and then it became cool.
So they spent, their marketing budget was like 10% on social media and 90% old school, like billboard, commercials, all that stuff. And then they literally flipped it, and they spent 90% or 80% of their budget all on influencers and social media.
Yeah,
and then the rest on old. And then that flipped. Like literally, they poured so much money into influencers and the younger market that it flipped their perception of like what we all made fun of New Balance.
Yeah,
now it's kids' new shoe, and it worked. And I'm surprised. And that's the first time I ever heard of like they. I mean, whoever did that took a massive chance.
Well, that's classic because Nike was like not a brand, and then they started buying athletes. That was their move, and then they got huge.
And New Balances.
They're just like my daughter's really into it. In like her world of dance, it's very trendy. There's a lot of fashion and skincare and that sort of thing, and she liked these shoes, and then she. Like, believe it or not, like Maisie's like, she'll send me things. She's like, so she sent me the shoes, and she said, I think you would look good in these. And so I liked them, so I sent them to Andrew. Well, anyway, they got them for me, and that's a picture. They look like dad running shoes.
Yeah.
They're New Balance 9060s.
Yeah.
So I put them on my feet. I will tell you, they are, because they're naturally wider and I have a flat foot, they're literally the most comfortable shoes I've ever put on my feet. Like, I was like, oh, these are so great. So obviously my phone, like listening to me say that, seeing me search for this particular shoe, this, that, and the other thing, my phone starts actively sending me these ads for a store called Snipes.
Okay.
Never heard of that before. I've heard of a Gadzooks. I've heard of a Foot Locker. I've heard of, all of them, all the different, never heard of Snipes. I've heard of PacSun,
Yeah, I've never heard of Snipes
Never
either.
heard of Snipes. Snipes apparently is a smaller level chain.
Okay.
Just so happens to be in the West Oaks Mall. And then they delivered this ultra rare colorway of these shoes that I like. It would be a second pair that I wanted to buy. And they're hammering me with these ads. Like, hey, do you like this color? And I'm like, yes, I do. I do like this color.
Yeah.
So I tell the Andrea and Maisie, I was like, we should go out to the West Oaks Mall. There's this place called Snipes I've never heard of. It sounds like the Tim Robinson, Dan Flash.
Yeah.
I'm heading out to this crazy place. So we all get in the car. We head up to West Oaks Mall. Andrea's like, this place, I can't believe there's anything even left there. There's no Old Navy. There's no JCPenney. It's literally, we're heading out there to Snipes. We don't know what's in this mall.
It's almost like you're on a snipe hunt.
I like that.
So
we'll be right back.
Those of you who may not know West Oaks Mall,
Paint the picture.
From my days working at Champ Sports and Crystal working at Foot Locker, West Oaks Mall was a location that any new manager that
Welcome to Death Row.
it
It was like going to Death Row Records.
It would be the initiation or the boot camp for new managers of stores, and because no one wanted that location.
Okay, maggots.
So
You're working at West Oaks Mall now.
Yeah, and it would train new managers for them to go through the worst situation. This is seemingly, I have no idea. I've never even been to the West Oaks Mall.
It was a rough mall.
But this is what I've always heard.
No, it was a rough mall.
And then and if you could be a manager at West Oaks, then you can manage anywhere.
Yeah, they say that. That's what they said. That's how the song goes. That's how the song goes. If you can manage West Oaks Mall, you can make it anywhere.
And
it's
then,
up to you. New York, New York.
West Oaks.
I would always think, like, goddamn, how bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
What's wrong with it?
Andrea can give you a list of things that happen in her store.
Yeah. But there was I remember there was like robberies and like people being held up at like Champs and like Foot Locker back in the day.
Yeah.
Like where
alarms going off all the time. SWAT.
Yeah.
It was a rough mall. So we head out to the West Oaks Mall.
Anchors, Dillard's Clearance Center, JCPenney's, and a Bed Bath & Beyond call center.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Guess what else is in
call
there?
center.
The clerk of court. No, the clerk of court took over like all of Burdine's, and it's a government building inside the mall. I swear to God. I swear to God, it's like city. It's like you go there to get a permit.
Government office.
If you need a permit for a fence, you go to the mall. You walk in. It's beautiful. I'm not kidding. It's beautiful. They did. They
It also
did it
has
right.
a carousel.
Yeah, I don't want to make fun of it. They did it right. Guess what's in there that's awesome and is thriving?
What?
Because we got there early. You know, the Dennis's, we get there super early. We got there when the mall opened. It was like 9 a.m. We're walking in. Because I wanted to get into Snipes and out of Snipes because I didn't know what was going on at West Oaks. It's actually very nice, super clean. But there's an MMA gym in the mall, and it's huge. And there are guys in there fighting. And Maisie and I sat there, and she's like, she loved it. She's like, this is great. There are ladies in there boxing. There are men in there beating the hell out of each other.
They're renting out cheap space.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to just rent it out. Whatever West Oaks is doing, if you thought I was going to bag on it, I am not. It was fun. We had a great time walking around. I went to Snipes. They did have my size in the shoes. I picked them up. They were on sale for 70% off. I got them for $80.
Are you sure they were real? Dateline, December 9th, 2025. Fox 35 Orlando reporting. 2 West Oaks Malls retailers accused of selling counterfeit items.
Oh, yeah.
Ocoee police conduct seizure.
They're all independent stores in there, so you're going to get at some of that.
World Tech Store of Orlando and Trendition had counterfeit merchandise seals from Louis Vuitton, Chanel.
Yeah. It's like walking into Freeport, Bahamas. It's awesome. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's awesome. Also, Freeport, Bahamas, the food court. not one cheeseburger. You can't get a cheeseburger in there. It's all Caribbean food. You get like and tandoori chicken. You can get like Caribbean food, Jamaican food. You can get Indian food. You can get Chinese food. You can get Turkish food. You can get Greek food. You cannot get a hamburger.
Do you want to go to the Bahamas, but not the cool turquoise water park, but the weird infrastructure they've built there?
Just the stores. Just
the stores that are a little bit off.
Bahamas, no water.
And you're like, is this legal?
It's awesome, though. It's awesome. All the stores we walked into, they're all one-offs. But there weren't that many. I'm looking at you, Fashion Square. There were very little empty space. There's like literally no empty space. It was super clean, super nice.
Was there a Spanish language radio station though?
No, not like
Advantage Fashion Square.
Yeah, Fashion Square does have a Spanish. And that broadcasts never. Like
I've tuned to it. It's never on.
Yeah, I'll go to the West Oaks Mall. I'll walk around. I see the Spanish radio station. It's just a front. There's never anybody broadcasting.
The malls have just changed, and the ones that are still around, they're just obviously a different business than they were before.
There's
and
a couple.
Some of them seem to be going fine.
Altamont Mall still hot. Florida Mall still.
Yeah, no, Florida Mall.
Florida Mall's the hottest
mall of Millennia is still crazy.
Florida
There's still a couple out there.
Florida Mall's like crazy busy. Melissa's making fun of how different our adventures are. Like, look, Melissa, it doesn't take much to move the needle in the Dennis household. We can go watch.
Let's go to the worst mall in Central Florida.
I mean, we could go to a child. Like, here's another thing. My wife is cheap.
Some call this the warm springs of malls. It's the same, but it's
smells
different.
The same. It smells exactly the same. Stinks like farts in there. Maisie did love it though, so I'll report back. When you
it's the same quality of adventure.
Here's the thing I figured out with my kid. If you set the bar notoriously low, you're also talking about my daughter's only been to one movie in her life. With her family. But if you set
my
the bar
sons
low
would rather go to West Oaks Mall than the
they would have loved it.
Warm Mineral Springs.
They would have loved it. There's Pokemon crazy. There's an anime shop. There's an MMA guys who are super fun to watch.
It smells less of sulfur.
I set the bar so low.
A little bit less.
Any adventure is fun with Maisie. You know, we did go on a really fun adventure. I'll dovetail into this. For Christmas, we gave Maisie the ability to go to a fancy restaurant, and she chose, she said, I want to go to a fancy steakhouse.
Okay, all right.
And I'm like, oh boy, do I have the steakhouse for you. And I got the family tickets, and Andrea's mom. We all got tickets to see Kostya Kimlot.
Oh, that's an awesome
do
show.
the tableside magic at Christner's on Lee Road here in Orlando.
Nice.
It was like, Kostya Kimlot is a national treasure of a person.
Yeah.
He's so talented. He could not be any more sweet. The tableside magic that
he's a world-class magician.
Unbelievable.
Like,
and
in
guess
the
who
world,
we got?
magicians know of Kostya and respect him, and he is amongst that royalty of the Pendulets, of the Copperfields, even though I think, nowadays it's more of the
I think
mentalist.
Kostya's even higher than even like I think Penn and Teller would say Kostya's probably a better magician than them. I think they would probably.
Yeah, just the fame and fortune of it. I guess the Penn and Teller.
Yeah, they definitely are more famous. But as far as raw talent goes, like he's the guy. They make no bones about it. In fact, they play the clip of when he actually fools them, and Penn says, we know what you did, and we know the other ways to do it, but the fact that we don't know how you did it, and then he curses, and they had to bleep it out. Like, he's like, it just drives him crazy. But it was just the best. And Keith Kong was there doing
mentalist stuff.
He did a mentalist stuff there. They did a thing where they had my wife stand up, and then she's having to think of a place that she wants to go to
the West Oaks Mall.
No, and just through like body language and cues, they're gonna figure it out. And the place she was thinking of was Pompeii, and they guessed it. They guessed frigging Pompeii, and Andrea sat down and was like almost like rattled, like they got it.
Yeah, but that's a weird. Random. That's the thing.
It's so
you know how much that drives me crazy.
I know it does. I know, and it was driving me crazy. By the way, the food at Christner's, the steak and salmon and everything there, and the service. If you ever get a chance to go, and yes, it is a little. You're paying for like the best magician and the best steak. It's phenomenal, man. It was like one of the best Christmas gifts we've ever done because it blew my child's mind.
Okay. This is what
the spoon trick. Keith does the spoon trick, but he does it differently. He doesn't do it the Uri Geller way where he just bends it over. He twists the spoon. The whole spoon was twisted. You can't physically do it with your hands. It's impossible to twist it.
I could explain that by some sort of prop, but the damn mentalist.
He gave the spoon to Maisie at the end of the night. She got to keep it.
I'm glad this came up because, Tom, we messed up in front of the mentalist.
What?
The other day when I came to meet Craig and you had the mentalist and the juggler you guys were talking about Kostya. And so I thought that was him in here. And he came out to the lobby, and I was talking to Tom and him, and I said a couple things where it was implying that I was talking to Kostya, but the guy didn't pick up on it at first until he walked out of the room, and Tom went, hey, that's not Kostya. That's a mentalist. But the mentalist must have overheard us.
Oh.
Because what I brought up was the fact that I had emailed Kostya about what I wanted to, I've been rolling craps lately, and I was like, hey, you got any good books for like dice control for magicians or something? And he gave me the most magician answer of all time. It's amazing. But anyway, but he didn't answer me, and that's what I said. And the mentalist, the next day, long story short, the next day after you warned me it wasn't Kostya Kimla, he emailed me back. So the mentalist heard us, told Kostya, and now they're setting up some sort of trap. I know it. They're setting up some sort of mentalist trap, but now we're warned, so watch out.
Okay, they're always setting
very
up traps.
Confusing and very interesting. I feel like I thank you for the warning.
Short timeline. I sent Kostya an email. He didn't email me back. I thought he was in here, and I brought up the fact that Kostya didn't email me. Tom caught on that I thought the guy was Kostya and warned me. The mentalist wasn't in the room, but overheard it and then told Kostya.
That's wild.
Because it's using it. I think
mentalists are always there. They're always listening.
He heard.
They're
for sure,
always
100%.
like
soaking in. They're soaking in.
Compiling things and never forget. Like it's part of what they do is like have these interactions they can call back on. That normal humans have forgotten about. Like people have done.
Well, you didn't even notice it to begin with. He notices. Those micro details
and
of
then
every
uses it against you in the future.
He met. Yeah, he did
but
that.
But he messed up and told Kostya, and then Kostya emailed me back, and now we know we're on guard, mentalist. You better step your game up, and I know you're gonna, but we're on guard.
Oh, it was awesome though. If you ever get a chance to go and see the it's Magic and Dinner at Christner's, just go and do it. And hopefully, I started talking about this. I'm gonna put this out into the universe. If there are any BDMs that would like to maybe do a BDM night with Kostya and Keith Kong, where we have our own night of magic and dinner, we're gonna have to figure that out. Dude, I want to do it.
If I was a close-up magician at a steakhouse, I would just be stealing steaks all day long, just right off of plates.
We got a third guy too. There was a newer guy that if you go to Christner's just normal, there's a magician just walking around all the time. So you could just be in there having a steak with your buddy or something, and they'd have table-sized magic. But this was a special night. He came in and he did this thing where he was doing that trick, and you've probably seen it on TV, where he's moving his hand, and the ring that he's wearing is just moving on all different fingers.
Oh, yeah. I saw how to do that in TikTok. I've seen how to do it. Because there's a guy. And
I'm so glad you weren't there.
I watched thousands of mini documentaries on how to do magic tricks. So I know all the sleight of hand, all the card. I know how to do all that. Anyway.
And you tell him that, too. Right? Yeah, I know how you're doing this. But it's less impressive to me as you do it.
The mentalist part of it, because so doesn't it drive you crazy? How did he guess Pompeii of all the places? What part of what clue?
There's no way. There was no clue.
No,
she never gave a clue. There was no clue that she never gave any. There's nothing.
But there's no magic. You see what I'm saying?
They lead you down a path. They're like, think of a place with a famous volcano.
They didn't say that. That never happened. It certainly didn't say it
Pompeii,
in an Italian accent.
Places
that you would like to go to, Andrea.
Then suddenly you're thinking about Italian volcanoes. So what else are you going to say?
You're saying
name a volcano in Italy.
Nice shampoo, Pompeii.
It's so easy.
It's something like that.
It's so easy. Tom did it to me with that dumb hammer thing last year.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But how did they do it?
The shampoo to Pompeii stretch is, I love it. I love it. But it was phenomenal. And your kid has to be, we got an only child and she's super mature and weird. And so she was really, really engaged and into it. It was just, what a great night. And I cannot sing the praises of Keith Kong and Kostya Kimla. What cool guy for us to know.
What does Maisie order at a high-end steakhouse?
She got the salmon. Because the salmon at Christner's is phenomenal. They have this cream sauce they put on there that has like sun-dried tomatoes and capers in it. It's worth it just for the sauce, to tell you the truth. She ate all of her salmon and then ate half my steak. Here she eats. a lot.
Here's the difference between you and me. My kid orders salmon at a steakhouse. I'm salmon. We're not at a fish house. I'm ashamed what they order. I was saying, we can go to a seafood restaurant and order the salmon. We're at a steakhouse. Steak.
I told her she could have her choice, but she wanted the salmon. She wanted to be healthier.
So I watched this Puff Daddy documentary, and there's a lot in it. Like, and they have footage from when, like, I guess right before he got arrested. There was some sort of
was that when he was sort of on the lam in the Caribbean? And his sons were.
He came back to New York for like 2 weeks or something,
Yes.
like right before they actually arraigned
remember
him or
this.
whatever.
There was a period where they're like, "We're gonna get you," and then he was like, "All right, just give me a couple of weeks to get rid of all the evidence." And he was at home waiting to be arrested, getting rid of all the evidence.
Yeah.
Well, his son's helping, I think. Yeah.
And obviously they portrayed him as a monster. And they, I guess 50 Cent was behind
Godzilla as well is portrayed as a monster quite frequently in movies and film.
And I did, they got into the Tupac Biggie thing and how he was involved and all that, and like
the
people should watch it.
amplification of the East and West, right?
Yeah.
The East Coast, West Coast battle. I mean, like, the argument has always been that Puffy was fanning those flames, to get the most amount of whatever you want to call it. Was he actively just trying to get somebody murdered, or was he fanning the flames to try and get record?
It caught media attention, and that
Sales,
sold records, so it could be good for him, yeah.
So all this, like, and you can go and watch the documentary for the details of it at all, but the personality type of Puff Daddy, right? And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, man, and I guess you'd have to watch it to understand what I'm saying, but I'm like, it reminds me, not that he's in any way the same as Will Smith, but there's a Will Smith vibe
He's
to
in
it.
trouble right now, too. I
Yeah.
just read the headline, but isn't he being accused of sexual assault or something?
No, I read the story. It was some violinist on tour with him, and it's like more of he left a note in his room that said, "I'll meet you here after," and the violinist is like, "Oh, it made me feel unsafe."
Right.
Puffy was, I mean,
Yeah,
you get the spoon, the gigolo, and then the beat. Like, it was a crazy.
He was doing some different than a letter.
I saw an ad for a TV show, which is Will Smith traveling the world, and I could not have been. That's the least interested I've ever been in watching a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, I could not care less about his reactions to, like, traveling the world.
We turned on him.
That slap ruined.
We turned on him.
I know he's still working,
No,
doing
it
some
showed
projects,
us how
but
weird he is.
yeah, it ruined everything moving forward, and no one wants anything to do with him. Like, I've read somewhere that
It's
he's
how
had,
his
like,
wife treats him. I think that's what the baseline is. I think for men,
maybe.
I'm not saying
It
that
may be.
you have to agree with this. I'm just saying for bottom, like, just almost like it's almost like what do you call it? Like animalistic. It's like we see that and we're like, this guy, you let her do that?
Yeah.
We hate you now.
Yeah, we look at
That's
him
what it feels like.
and we're like, you are a beardless man.
Yeah. Yeah, you are our Will Smith.
But it's more the
Don't
like,
kill your dog.
who you're portraying to be is not who you are, and I think that's what people dislike
Fake.
the most about it. It's the fakeness. And
Well,
it's like
lack of being authentic.
Yeah.
I was a Will Smith fan when he was a rapper. I liked DJ
Fun.
Jazzy Jeff and
Fun
the
Will.
Fresh Prince, and he seemed genuine, and he seemed like a guy, like a normal guy. Now it just seems like a space age weirdo. You
Yeah,
know?
no,
Like, he's weird.
It's not relatable. It's just a weirdo. So, but back to the Puffy thing. I had forgotten how much money he made off his brand deal with Sean John and then the Ciroc. And that's what.
The Ciroc put him in a new stratosphere.
So,
You
and
need any Sean John jeans, by the way? Elite Vintage Apparel.
Yeah, that's a good place to drop that in. If you are looking for Sean John, and we're talking original Sean John, elite vintage apparel for all of your Sean John needs.
And it's really how all entertainers got super rich, and because the money's not entertainment.
Like when Nelly invented apple bottom jeans, available at Elite Vintage Apparel.
Well, I mean, 50 Cent's in there with
vitamin water.
Vitamin
Yeah,
water,
for
thank
sure.
you.
And then Dre with the beats and stuff, and
There
then
you go.
with any celebrity that had brand deals. I mean, it's how the Kardashian, the one Kardashian's a billionaire now. And
What about Ray J and Raycon headphones?
Yeah, the
Shady Apparel, not that big. We do have some at Elite Vintage, but not that big.
It's actually quite in.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we got some sweaters.
when you can, and it seems to happen more like they were making fun of like Puff Daddy doesn't have any musical talent. Like he's got business talent, but he's not a rapper.
He did originally what DJ DJ Khaled does now.
Yes.
He would just pop up and go, yeah.
He's the original DJ Khaled.
Yes, and it was something like that where like he was just a
Yeah.
businessman and could put together stuff. But
That's right.
when
A facilitator, if you will.
when the internet made it available for a super famous person to like make a brand partnership where they own something and then mass promote it to like everybody, that's when people got super stinking rich, and that's what made Puff Daddy rich. And that wasn't available like 20 years before his time, because obviously you had to get paid by a big company to endorse something, and then and you'd make brand deals, and like celebrities would go and do commercials and stuff like that. But when you can own something and then promote it yourself, like, and for free, because that's what Puff Daddy would just go and promote, like, not only like everybody would want him as a guest, but he just promote these brands like buy Sean John, buy this rock, and then made hundreds of millions, like hundreds of, like he was on track to be a billionaire, and that's what insanely boosted all his empire, and then made him a true crazy, like a Joffrey of a Game of Thrones, where he just started doing Joffrey
Do
stuff.
they talk about
like,
the turn? Do they
drink this wine and then kick this bum in the stomach until he dies? And for my own entertainment, it's like that. You become
did
a
he
crazy.
do that? Did he?
No, but you become a crazy king-like mentality, like you're God, and you're so untouchable.
Was that just
and rich.
your example, or is that in the movie? Is that what you would want to do if you were rich? Would you make somebody, make one of your sons drink a bunch of wine and kick a bum to death?
I think Don King kicked a guy to death. Isn't that a true story? I think Don King did.
But it's like you start doing these horrible things because everybody around you is also like you're the king to them, because you're throwing like, especially if
you're the source of income, you're everything. You're the boob.
So you're paying
you
for
provide the milk.
You're giving everybody money, and then this person's treating you like garbage, but then you're stuck in this crazy relationship, kind of like like women get stuck in battered relationships, and they can't go anywhere because they were like, I have nothing without this person, like I'm stuck here, and this person treats me like garbage. And then like outside of it, you're like, oh, why don't you just leave? Like even like the
it's like EJ coming on this show. It's like it's his only option.
And then it's like, no, this person has created this crazy world that all these people have now made their livings in, and he's the head monster of it. And then it's like, and so essentially,
how much behind the scenes, like they've always claimed there's a lot of. But do you see some pretty sinister stuff of him, or is it?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like you see some stuff you feel like you shouldn't be seeing.
The saddest part is like he's now involved his sons. And his sons are like, even though like their sons involved in a shooting where like they shot some guy in a bathroom, like his eyewitness said that, and like with his son, and then now he's like,
why is this guy paying attention to people in the bathroom?
But I know how you love your sons, and if you were shooting with them, you would shoot with your sons.
Right.
You would shoot with your sons. That's the only part I can defend of anything Puff Daddy did. Is you would do anything with your sons, anything.
I do. I like it a little bit that he's involving his sons. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay, like a little bit. I'm like, oh, he's because like I thought that
it is weird to
he
be
may be
freak-nicking. What is it called? Like it'd be weird to be freak-nicking with your sons.
Yeah,
That'd
freak off.
A freak-offing.
Yeah.
Freak-offing with yours. That's where I draw the line.
I think, it's
I don't want to freak off with my sons.
But anyway,
do you think he had to go like knock on their door and get him off the N64 to go shoot a guy? And they're like, Dad, we're playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, you're taking your kids to a stink spring, and this guy's taking his kids to a bathroom to murder somebody.
He also grew up in a bizarre scenario where it's like
you were telling me about that.
His like dad was a famous drug dealer, and his mom was like the side piece of this drug dealer. He died, and then his mom like kind of groomed him to be this pimp hustler that she had grown up with.
Yeah, it's like Pimp Frankenstein.
And then just like kind of developed this mentality of being a pimp hustler, and like and like kind of groomed him, and then he's now grooming his sons into
it's like in his blood.
It's
as deep as it gets.
But anyway,
was his mom a good rapper at all?
She is a crazy person, just like you'd expect.
Is she still around?
I mean,
I don't know. I have no idea. But
it doesn't preclude you from rapping.
It's interesting watch for those of us that grew up in the 90s and watched this guy, and because that's all I have never known of Puff Daddy was this guy that was somehow involved with Biggie, and then like producing these rappers, and like, but I always thought that he was less involved in my mind in the 90s. I didn't know he was the guy that was like signing. I didn't know he was the head of Bad Boy Record. I don't know.
In '92, if you said
we always thought that was like a figurehead, right? It's kind of like David Moss here in town was the figurehead of a bunch of dealerships, but it wasn't like he was stroking all the checks and writing all the day-to-day stuff.
It was at a time where that's what you did. The Lou Pearlman, you tell someone, hey, I'm going to make you famous, but I own everything, but you'll be famous. And then they just sign their life away.
Almost like a 360 deal.
Yeah. It was. I mean, he was doing that, taking advantage of everybody around him, and just taking all their money and then just giving them fame, which they did at the time. And I was trying to tell my sons, I was having this conversation. I was like, it's a hard thing because when you're trying to get famous, if someone offers you fame, they're like, but you have to sign over all your rights to get famous. But that's your goal. It's like, what's my chances without this? It could be zero. I could never experience. But this is a guarantee.
You're telling them about like weighing your options, so to speak.
And then now, like obviously, fame means a lot more. You can now use the fame to make money. But back then, and with 360 deals, like you needed the record company to distribute your stuff to make you money. But now it's all open source. You could use fame to, and then that's, by the way, this is what P. Diddy will do once he gets out of jail, because he's only in jail for a couple more years, and he'll probably get out in the next year or two. And when he gets out, like, yeah,
think he goes back to start a new label.
His career and like legitimacy is ruined, obviously, but he still has hundreds of millions of dollars.
And people would still hitch their wagon to it to become famous.
And
I think
he will become social media famous. And people will follow him on social media, and it'll be a thing. And then we're all going to be talking about it again because, no business wants to work with him. But
you think he starts his own label again and tries to get people to...
Yeah, I think he does what
music?
He always
You
did.
think he does music or just business?
When you say his image takes a hit, he wasn't Christian singer Amy Grant. His image was as a criminal, and now he actually got cred from this. This is, look.
So you think it might help him?
I alleged that I was a criminal. It's proven. Yeah. Now I'm back out on the streets. Let's do some more.
I will say the conviction did make him as pimpy as pimp can be, right?
It didn't, like...
I mean, that's what his mom was grooming him for, and now he is officially
but he did what pimps do. Just treat women horribly.
And he went to jail for being a pimp.
Horrible monster, and like hurting women and sexually abusing them, and all like.
And that's more. And you can say that in certain areas, not glorified, or like there's a credential that goes with that.
Because previous to all of this, the knock on Puffy was that he was corny and not genuine about being a gangster, and so now that has been completely overturned.
He's the most gangster now.
You can't accuse him of being corny or not real at it anymore. You know, you can make some baby oil jokes, but like that's it.
And you're not making the hundreds of millions anymore, but you'll be able to make money being social media famous.
Puff Daddy drops an album, or everybody's going to be listening. It's going to be the biggest thing for 5 minutes or whatever. But that's all you need. That's all you need.
Right.
Hawk Tuah was hot for 30 seconds.
You're right.
And she made all that money. He'll be back and worse than ever.
Mark my words. He will be when he gets out of jail. He's going to be doing something.
How long do we have?
But if you watch this documentary, you're like, God, this guy is horrible. Like, this is a horrible person. Like, and he was responsible for people's deaths. I would bet. Now, there's no, I guess, 100% evidence. Obviously, they've never been charged with murder, but it damn sure portrays it as he's been responsible for people's deaths, including possibly Tupac, and then even Biggie Smalls, like putting him in a situation
and Captain Lou Albano.
But you're right. He's going to be out, and he's going to be doing
like crack.
And then in 3 years, we're going to be talking about Puff Daddy doing something on social media, and then people liking or at least downloading, like, oh, he's trending.
All right, real question. He's in jail right now. We've all seen the photos of his gray hair. When he comes out, does he dye black?
Yes, he does. Instantly back to
back to black.
He's a crazy. He's a crazy.
Amy Winehouse back to black.
Absolutely.
He's the narcissist at the highest level. It's when you watch this, you're like, oh, he refers to himself as Jesus at one point, and like says like, I am God, like to the, it's like he God complexes.
Can you prove he's
role
not?
Playing?
Can you prove he's not?
But you're right. I mean, people eat it up on social
Absolutely.
media.
Have you guys been following the Mickey Rourke story?
No. I saw pictures of him, and it's pretty sad.
Well, he's $60,000 behind on his rent.
Oh,
he's always been bad at life, though, right?
Yeah, but like I mean, yeah, he always has been.
What's that? What 60,000? What's that? Is that like a month's rent? Is that 2 months rent? Do we know that?
Let's see. He's facing eviction.
Yeah. Like you're
in LA.
You're living too lavishly.
Well, I mean, you can look at his face and tell he's living too lavishly. The guy's got like the super expensive like Keith Urban like fake doll hair, and then he has all the Botox, and he dresses like in all the crazy styles. But like he launched it Sunday morning. He's doing crowdfunding, support Mickey to prevent eviction.
No.
Let's go to his GoFundMe.
This
there
is
it
the
is.
last thing Screech did before he
did
died
it.
too.
He raised his goal. He was like, he wants 100K. He's got 69,000 raised right now.
You're wasting it. He's gonna waste it.
Yeah, he said Mickey Rourke entered America. Like basically, he's I'm organizing this fundraiser as an assist to Kimberly Hines, who has been Mickey Rourke's manager for the past 9 years. Kimberly's directly involved in overseeing Mickey's personal and professional affairs. So at this point, we're giving money to just an old man, right? That didn't manage his money well.
Yeah, like remember when he came?
Is that bad?
When he was on Spider-Man, and like this was back in I want to say 2010.
Oh,
or
when he
something.
did Whiplash.
Yeah. And then everybody was excited. They're like, "Oh, he's back!" And then like, so that I don't know much about Mickey Rourke except for like he was a boxer at one point, and then he had some like facial
he was like
reconstruction.
a tough guy, and then I think he had some facial reconstruction. He did a very famous movie. I forget the name of it. The very famous one. It was like a sexy movie, and he was like a sex symbol, and he was like a very sexy guy.
Was it that one Jim Phillips liked?
It may have been, but it was like in the 80s when we had some of these coming of age like sex movies.
Yeah.
That like really like Fatal Attraction I would put in that category, but we had these type of movies that were just like these are like they're Wild Orchid. Merchman saying it's Wild Orchid.
Okay.
But it's like these
9.5 weeks.
or 9.5. That's it.
Yeah.
It's 9.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like a sexy boy, and then he had, I think, drugs and alcohol problems. He got the melty face from that, and continued to do the sort of, like he'd pop up, and people would never really truly say he's a bad actor. He's a good actor. I think he's a good actor.
But it was drugs and alcohol
Yes.
and bad at life. Right?
Correct. Drugs and alcohol, bad in life.
He was in Body Heat. That's the
Body
one
Heat.
Jim
That's
Phillips
the
would always
one.
talk about.
That
yeah.
is the one.
Yeah.
And you know, like
He was also in a film called Johnny Handsome, which I've never heard about.
But
Sounds
he
terrible.
was like one of these notoriously handsome dudes that had a drug and alcohol problem in Hollywood.
well, and also back to like Puff Daddy, like when you're he's just a business minded. If you're an artist, which is like in the documentary, like Biggie Smalls was an artist, like pure artist, a rapper, you know. So was Tupac, and it's like they weren't business minded as other people around them because they were artists.
Counterpoint: Biggie also wrote 10 Crack Commandments, which is like one of the most business-minded songs of all time.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of
It's on
these
your sweatshirt.
actors, especially you're bad at life. You're not investing your money properly. You're not looking at like, hey, this next gig could be my last.
You may not
gig.
even enjoy that. You just enjoy writing a great rhyme.
Yeah, and then you're just like, oh, you rent a place that's at the time you did Spider-Man.
$5,000 a month in 2025. They raised it to $7,000 the next month.
Yeah, which is
It's a
not that
Spanish-
expensive for LA. Is this LA?
Yeah, this is LA.
You got to move to the Midwest, Mickey. You know, you gotta go to a cheaper place.
Well, I think the argument that most people say when they look at Mickey Rourke is like, well, then have you liquidated all of the stuff that means something to you? Because for those of us that are normal and poor, or normal, let's say, if we can't afford our home, then the way out is that we have to take precious items that we own, like my guitar, my drum set, my Peloton, things that
you move to a less expensive
correct.
home.
Yeah, you don't just go do the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So where are we at here?
Does he have more than one car currently? If you have 2 cars, sell one of your cars, Mickey, and pay your rent.
He's got to have.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you don't have $60,000 laying around if you liquidate some of the stuff you have?
That cowboy hat is probably $5,000.
You don't have any memorabilia. How about some of those leather jackets? How about you lay off the Botox? How about you don't get any more facial reconstruction done?
Also, how about like something, if we're going to do a GoFundMe, how about like you get a signature or something? Like you're famous, promise to take selfies with people or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
are you doing Cameo? Are you hustling?
Yeah.
Are you
Do
working? Or are you
something,
just
Mickey Rourke.
I mean, that's what everybody's feeling, right? That's when they see this.
Well,
they're like, well, F this guy.
But it's like when about it, like this person has a bad at life history. And I've seen this a lot where someone on your timeline pops up and has a GoFundMe. or some sort of they're asking for money, but they have a extreme bad at life history, it's hard to donate money to that person because it's
so you're saying we should not donate to Mickey Rourke. It's time to look, we stop enabling him.
It seems like a waste. Like, is this going to help you, Mickey, or are you going to be in this situation 2 years from now again?
Oh yeah.
Here's another opportunity.
And so this is wasting
You could look at him and tell he's got a floppy cowboy hat on, his face is all melted. You know it.
This has happened before.
Hey, guy who has squandered every opportunity you've ever been given, here's another opportunity.
Yeah. This is going to be squandered. Now, you can make the argument like,
and he only excels in movies where he plays the role of what he's doing right now, right?
Right.
The guy that's down in his luck and overcomes it.
Yeah.
So the reason those roles fit him so well is like the wrestler. I will never take that away from him. That movie to me is perfection. I love that movie, and I think he's phenomenal in that movie. But he's really just playing himself.
Yeah.
It's kind of like all the people that are listening that are on New Year's diets right now to change their life, right?
DJ's on one. He's 20 pounds down.
There's it's all water weight. There's a percentage chance that this will fail, right? Because of the past history or whatever. Almost damn near 95, right? 90?
Maybe higher. No, I was gonna
95.
I was going to 96, 97, 98.
So the chance that this is going to happen again to Mickey Rourke is 95%, right? So
it's the only thing he does.
Yeah. This is ingrained into your brain, Mickey.
It's not the difference.
You're not changing any of your behavior. You're wasting money. You're living too lavishly. You have to just, and you're not working hard enough to make money.
It's if you were Keith Kong or Kostya Kimlat, to say Mickey Rourke will eventually have a GoFundMe to save his house is a good prediction.
Yeah.
Because it stays in line with everything he's done his entire life. The inverse of this would be that Mickey Rourke's doing so well that he's helping other people. He's helping other Hollywood stars get off of drugs and alcohol or whatever. Anyway, I just saw that. I thought it was like super weird.
Oh, but let's end real quick with a gambling story that I heard.
Okay.
And so let me try to explain this to you guys because I had to read about it and I kind of understand it. So I saw the news.
Did you pay your bookie yet?
No, I haven't.
God, yes.
They were just calling me this morning. I got to do that this year.
No, it's fine. You got a whole year.
Okay. This makes me a bad
Let's talk about that because we will run out of time.
Let's
do the bookie.
Okay, well, it makes me a little like they are.
What's wrong with that? Fight fire with fire.
Yeah, well, that's why. You want to kill me? I'll kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've always been that way.
It makes you our show's Mickey Rourke.
But
I think you said if you want to kill me, I'll kill you first.
Yeah. I'll have to kill after.
Yeah.
But I kind of get great pleasure out of dodging the creditors and then like making their lives harder.
It's like dodgeball.
Because it turns out if once I put in my 300, my balance goes to 308. I'm ahead because of other bets I made that I forgot about. So I'm like they're hassling me.
They're calling you to give you money?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't realize that.
Wow.
Did you tell? You didn't tell everybody. You didn't tell me. No, it took us forever to track that down. It took us forever to figure out what was happening.
I finally talked to him. I'm like, well, what's my balance? It's like 308 or whatever. And then it's like, so you are like, I would be ahead.
Now you're just wasting their time.
But it's just because I got into their call center collections agency, and there's no until I deposit my 308.
You'll never get out of that.
Yeah. I'm in the call center collections.
That will be even if he gets rid of that
Costa
number.
Rica, like in Americans collection agency, I could wait them out. They'll eventually give up. Costa Rican.
You can reason with them.
Costa Rican collections, they'll never give up. And I like that a little bit.
And at this point, you can't pay because once you pay the collection agency, they start looking for other stuff you owe.
Well,
Then they smell blood in the water. They're like, this guy will pay. This guy will pay if we call him.
Yeah, God, everything I talk about or type in or search ends up in my, reels and my mini videos and everything. Like, it is more apparent than it's ever been that for sure anything you search, any app.
What about my New Balances? Snipes. How did Snipes find me?
Everything is being marketed directly to you based on anything that you talk about.
Now, when you realize that, it gets a little gross.
It is crazy.
It gets a little gross when you see that. Like the Snipes thing, as good as it was, I found those shoes.
It doesn't even seem possible, but it's true.
It doesn't seem possible. You're right.
It seems like a conspiracy theory. And I remember when we
Oh
realized.
no, it's highly tuned, dude. Mine was down to the zero. Mine was down to where it knew exactly where my house was, and it knew how far I would go to the West Oaks Mall. It knew exactly how far. It would tell me that.
But remember when it was a conspiracy theory and people were like,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, your phone's not listening. To you.
But we
Yeah.
have a lot of those, right?
Now we just accept
We have
it.
a lot of those that like people are
It was
like,
true.
The world really crazy when the conspiracies ain't conspiracies.
I'm still mad at that Adam Solves Everything guy for saying I was a dummy about fluoride. Where are we at now, Adam?
No, he
gotta
lost
get
a
him
lot
back
of
on the show.
credibility after he got disassembled by Rogan.
Good.
Yeah,
Good for
that
him.
guy, yeah. I know you and Rogan. It's the only thing you maybe agree on.
Me and Rogan are tight.
Is a hatred
Hunting.
for
We
Adam
both like
Conover.
hunting. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get
all right.
out of here.
Yeah, we'll get out of here. and-
Gambling story on the BDM show, it sounds like.
Yes.
We've got.
I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about on the BDM show.
Yeah, some more things on the BDM show. And again, you can subscribe at tomandan.com.
Yep. /registration. If you go there, there's a love meter. You can just click whatever you want and support us. You get extra shows, extra parties, and extra stuff.
Oh, I also shout out to the pinball dudes. We're also playing our Star Wars pinball machine. If you want looking into any sort of pinball machine at all, thepinballdudes.net.
Or if you got older pinball machines that you maybe want to get worked on or trade or whatever.
Yeah, I gave someone a number the other day.
I did
Andrew.
it as well.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you so much for listening. We will see you tomorrow. Cool.
Perfect.
All right, guys, I'm going to turn this off. We'll head over to Facebook and see if that's cooperating. We'll see you guys in a minute.